Hey, welcome back, guys. This episode we're going to talk about breakaways, but first, I just want to apologize for how slow I've been with putting out videos. I'm very busy. I don't work on weekends, but I have been messing around with a new build. I've been testing out some new attributes, so I'll update you guys on that shortly. But let's move on to breakaways. So breakaways are very difficult situations. They're not your fault. But this channel is about making you into a game-changing goalie where you can put your team on your back and bail them out when they make one little mistake like this. One thing that makes breakaways so difficult, and also playing goalie in general in this game, is the camera angles. You can't see the puck when it's in front of you. Your goalie's just this opaque block. It would be great if it was a shadow or something and you could see through him so you could see the puck. That's why people move way out of the way when the puck's right in front of them. So just remember, if you can't see the puck and your camera's squared up, it's probably right in front of you, so don't move. I still struggle with breakaways. They're hard in game because of the physics, but I'm going to do my best to teach you guys what I know about them. The first thing is that the breakaway attribute in game does help your goalie for breakaways. When you have 65 overall on breakaways and one happens, your goalie is going to slide all over the place with even the tiniest movement of the left stick. So if you put your breakaway stat up, he's going to be more poised and under control and able to make the save better. That being said, don't just go and jack up your breakaway attribute to 90 and leave everything else in the low 80s, because that's not going to help you at all. Breakaways are supposed to be rare situations, but you need to tailor your build to your team or the mode you're playing in. So if you're playing drop-in and defense sucks and there's going to be a lot of breakaways, sure, have fun, put some breakaway points in there and do whatever. But if your team is really solid defensively and they rarely give up any breakaways at all, I would suggest keeping breakaway at maybe 80 or something. My stat's at 80 and I'm pretty happy with it. My club plays pretty aggressively on defense sometimes, and sometimes we just play fours or whatever and have a computer defense, so the breakaways happen every once in a while and I like to be able to try and stop them. Doesn't always go as I like, but hey, whatever. Alright, so let's get into the theory of stopping a breakaway. The first thing you need to do is you need to get out of your crease. You need to challenge the skater. Don't go too far, like right between the hash marks, just a couple feet outside your crease, and that's going to depend on where they come from on the ice. If they're coming right down the slot or down the middle or somewhere in the middle, you need to be out of your crease. If they're coming from the sides or the boards, you should be in that top corner of your crease. You don't want to get out there and challenge them as much from the side because it leaves a lot of holes. So just make sure you kind of stay on top of the red line of your crease. The reason we do this is to take away the shot still, because I mean in real life you see a lot of skaters on penalty shots just come in and take a hard shot and the goalie gets beat. I mean it's tougher in real life because you actually have to make the save yourself rather than letting a computer do it, but in game you still want to take away the angle for the shot. Once you're out of your crease, the idea is to only make minor movements. You don't want to go to one side of the crease or the other just because the guy stick handles to his backhand. Once again, you need to pay attention to his shooting side, his forehand. You need to shade to this side just an inch to cut down the angle. The next thing you need to do, it's important, is judge their speed. If they're coming in fast, you're going to have to react a lot quicker. They're going to have less time to make multiple moves if they're coming fast. But if they're coming slow, you don't have to react as quick. You can be a little more patient. You can wait them out. But they're going to have an opportunity to stick handle left and right a bunch of times and try and confuse you. You're trying to outweight the player and let him make the first move, not you, or else you will get beat. Once they're about a stick length away, that's when you can start to move backwards. You're trying to make them commit to one side or the other before you move to the back of your net. If you move back too early, you're going to open yourself up for a shot as well. Your top corners are going to be open. Once you start moving back, he should have already committed left or right. So do your best to stay with him. Do not slide back all the way into the back of your net, because this is where you're going to get beat. You're going to hit that magical wall on the goal line, and your goalie won't be able to get his foot out from the post or whatever happens. I'm not really sure. It's kind of messed up. Also, your aggressiveness won't be able to kick in. So make sure you're not jamming your joystick all the way back and out of control. I see a lot of people hug the post on breakaways. I don't think you need to. As long as you're not inside your net trying to make a save, I think you can get in front of that post and stop it with your pad. The next thing to sort of add on to that is that you're not really aiming to save it with your chest here. You're trying to get anything you can on it, so you don't need to overcommit to one side. Once they've picked a side, their forehand's going to tell you how far you have to commit to make the save. If their forehand's closer to the boards, they're going to be able to tuck it in next to the post easier, so you're going to need to slide over a little further, and if they end up going backhand, you've still got the angle. If their forehand's in the middle of the ice, you don't have to go as far. You can stay in the middle a little more, and that also allows you to cover their backhand if they decide to go there. Once you have the technical stuff down, the next best thing you can do is have a good memory. You can remember moves that players do, or just remember what certain moves look like, because if you can recognize a move early, you'll have a better chance at stopping it. One move that used to get me a lot was the one-handed deke, where they hold the puck out on their backhand. You can stop this by shading to that side on their backhand a little bit, and then if they bring it forehand, you're going to have a little more time to react to get over there. But if they keep it on their backhand, all you have to do is just slide over and stop them from flipping it. The other move that's hard to stop is the behind the back deke, but you should be okay as long as you don't overcommit to one side too early or move back too fast. The key here, guys, is patience right from the beginning. You wait for him to make the first move, you wait for him to get in close, and then you wait for him to commit to one side or the other. If a guy's coming in slow, he's going to try and stick handle you out of position. If he's committed to a side, don't open up for him by sliding across the other side of the net. If he's on one side of the net, he's only got one place to go. Stay there. Another point is that if your defenseman is covering one side of the guy on the breakaway, you can overcommit to the other side, because naturally the skater is going to want him to go to the other side regardless, so he doesn't get poked, but you can assume if he does go to the other side that your defenseman will get it. I just quickly want to talk about desperation saves. One thing people like to do is hold R1 and push up on the right joystick to do the diving poke check. This move is okay to do if the guy is coming in fast. If he's coming in slow, you're going to get beat really easily by an experienced player. The other move is holding R1 and down to sprawl out with your pads on the sides. I don't like this one because I can never get it lined up, and you can easily get beat by a shot up top with a guy with a decent curve on his stick. I only like to do desperation saves if I just can't stop a breakaway to save my life that game. I usually get a good read on them and can make the save regularly, but as long as you stop the puck, that's all that matters. If it works, it works. Remember, guys, breakaways are low percentage chances for goalies. Give it your best effort, try and be in good position, but you will get beat a lot regardless. It's just the way it is. Look at it in real life in the NHL. Goalies get beat on breakaways all the time. They get beat on shots from the slot, on penalty shots. So, it's not a big deal if you don't save it. That's it for this episode, guys. I hope it helped. Next episode's going to be on faceoffs and what to do when they're in your end. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, a share, whatever. I appreciate your support either way. I'll do my best to pump out some more content in the upcoming weeks, but for now, enjoy the highlights. See you later.